Hi, guys.
Oh, have you started?
Hi, welcome.
Welcome. I'll be a snob and I'll talk with my head to you.
Yes, you asked before I got a chance to answer if it's rude if you do the backing up. I was going to say kind of, because you sit with your head towards the screen and you don't talk.
Well,
because you're concentrating
I
on...
can wait till the end.
It's fine.
I was just going to try...
If you want to multitask, it's fine.
Multitask?
That's fine.
Just whenever you were talking boring shit, I was just going to back up some stuff.
Oh, my God.
And then when you weren't speaking boring shit, I wouldn't back up stuff. Find a window. I don't know, I think my computer's broken.
Why? What's wrong
just
with
the odd weird. There's lots of little weird things. That I used to have a different find a window on every screen. Now, if it's on one screen, it goes on all three screens.
It's not on that one. Like on the third one. If anyone knows anything about this with Mac, please let us know.
No, it's not. But then sometimes it won't let you move one of the finder windows to one of the other screens. So it let me move it there.
Why is it that when something's not working and then you try and show someone, it always seems to work?
So if I... No, that didn't... Yeah, well, now that's left... I don't know,
I think you made this up.
No, that and if anyone's had this happen, I thought it was... We started doing 4K recordings without telling anybody because it's something we put off from doing.
It takes up so much memory space.
Yeah, but I fixed one of those problems. I know once I finish with my editing, I can delete all of the extra media that's been made. She is going hell to let her on that bra.
No one can see it.
All right, nobody can see it. With the program we use, it has these proxy files and sets up all these different files, and it becomes nearly 10 times the size of the file. So the one I've got for doing Anne and the bunnies, it's 2 terabyte.
It's crazy.
It's using 2 terabyte while it's on the program, and I didn't know it's because I'm pushing my memory off my computer. Like I'm getting down, it's only 500 gig available now while I'm editing these big files. It's affecting how Photoshop's working. Because 2 days ago I opened up a picture.
Oh, yeah.
You could see it on the side thing, but it was pitch black on the screen. And didn't matter what I did, it was just staying black.
500 gig is still a lot, though.
I know.
You'd think that it would still be able to run properly.
Well, I went on to the SpewTubes and Googled it, and yeah, a lot of people said, oh yeah, you've got to turn off this performance thing. But most of this was like 2-3 years ago they were saying this. And I thought, well, and then when I used Liquify, I found it wouldn't run smoothly and I couldn't get to some of the things I wanted to get to. I thought, no. So I don't know if it's I think Adobe and them change things and make mistakes and don't tell anyone.
Who knows?
So I've had to go back to 2024 to do my editing on Photoshop now, because then I can have that box ticked and everything runs fine. But in 2025, all of a sudden it won't run fine.
Maybe they did some update and it broke things, I don't know.
I could have done. I'm sounding like a whinger.
That's fine.
And I'm not liking so many programs. You want to access this part of your computer. No, you don't need it. Adobe, you don't need to have a look at my photo library. It's got nothing to do with you. Get your own library.
I think that's more normally just for like importing the photos, though, no?
No, but if I've imported it, I've imported it. I don't need to give them access. And no, I haven't imported it out of photo library. I've imported them off a hard drive.
I don't think they're doing it to you.
Yeah, I think I
think it's just
I'm
general.
the most important person in the world and they're spying on me.
Oh, now the dogs want to make noise.
That's all right. It's coot.
Coot.
Well, there's no budgies here.
That's true.
That's true.
Yes.
Anyway, how was your week?
Week was good. I was a bit weird on Saturday night and decided to watch 2 really messed up movies back to back with Jared. I don't know what's wrong with us, but then I think what's even more like what's wrong with us is that both of them, like the first one we watched is supposed to be like, the goriest slasher, blah, blah, blah. And we watched it and, yeah, like some parts were pretty gory, but all the special effects looked like something out of an 80s movie. So it just took
True would loved it.
Yeah, but I just I was like, really? This is what everyone on Reddit's been like sooking about?
So it's a new movie?
Well, there's a third one of it just came out recently, I think around Christmas time. But we watched the first one, but it's not like that old. It's not from the 80s. But I don't know. Anyway, it was really not that. I don't like the main villain. He's actually terrifying looking. But the whole thing is just really not that. And then the second one we watched, it's everyone again online says it's the most messed up movie like ever made and blah, blah. And yeah, like don't get me wrong, there's some pretty messed up parts in it. But I think because of how much, that one's been out for like 15 years. But just because of how much everyone online has said that, I think I was prepared to like have to turn it off. And the fact that we got through it all and we're like, oh yeah, like there is some really messed up there. But we were like, oh. And then afterwards me and Jared were like, wait, is there something wrong with us? that everyone else says that how this is like really disturbing and both of us are just like, wasn't that bad. It was pretty bad. Now that I'm not obviously going to mention the name of the film because I don't want people to go out and watch it because it is pretty messed up.
Oh, so they're going to judge you. They're there throwing up in a toilet and having nightmares and you and Jared going, it's all right.
I don't know. I think the thing is I went in like so mentally prepared.
You went in mentally.
Like I went in like mentally prepared. Anyways, that was my weekend and then I kind of realised that I'm probably just an extremely weird person. And yeah, so that was my weekend. And then this week I've been booking our accommodation because we were about to head off to Europe, but it's taken me so much longer than normal.
I know, because you're a married woman now. You're slower.
No.
You don't have to impress anybody anymore. You've already got your hook, line and sinker.
No, because of the amount of times that if I don't spend all this time doing this, we end up with a crappy place to stay.
No, you end up sleeping on your own because I've moved out to somewhere else.
Oh, that's right. That happened last year.
That's right. That happened.
That happened last year.
Peter moved out and left you in there.
Me and Anne in there.
It's only because you and Anne were snoring really bad.
But yeah, I've learnt over the years little things to look out for, like that thing on Airbnb that if the listing doesn't have many reviews, you can click on the host's profile and then it'll show all their lifetime reviews that they've had on. So they might have had.
You don't know what property it was on, but you can see their reviews.
Yes, so that will pop up if you do that. So that's a very good thing to double check. I know to double check all the amenities that are listed. Make sure that they say what floor it's on and if it has a lift or if there are stairs. And if it doesn't say that it has a lift, I get a little bit nervous that there isn't one. And just things like that I'm used to checking for. Now, double checking that it's got a full kitchen and it's got a freezer.
A full kitchen and a freezer.
Yes, not a little kitchenette in someone's basement.
Oh, that's right, yes. It wasn't even a kitchenette. It was a kettle and a wine fridge. It wasn't even a proper fridge. The fridge turned down to like 13 degrees. That was it. You couldn't even keep milk in it. I'm just making sure she didn't find someone's coat bag and has gone all crazy. She's gone into crazy mode. Oh, she's been chewing on a bra.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I know. She's been doing that lately, just jumping up. When she's older, I'll teach her to jump to here, but
oh my God.
I just slapped the microphone. Sorry for your ears. No, you're not jumping up.
So yes, it's taken me a lot longer than normal because
Slow.
No, because I know to look out for these things. And then other things like comparing what hotel pricing is like or if it is going to be more cost effective to stay in an Airbnb. And then if it's turning out that yes, most of the time it is. But then just making sure that I'm doing all these proper checks on.
It's hard. There's good and bad things about the two. When you get a really good Airbnb, The only downside you have compared to a hotel is if you've got a late air flight, in a hotel you can always leave your luggage there and go off, and with an Airbnb you can't. So you're stuck with your luggage all day. Same as if you get in so early in the morning, you can still do the hotel. With hotels, they do tend to be cleaner. They don't tend to be scary. And
like I know you and your fresh towels each day.
No, I don't need fresh towels each day. So, like in a week, if I can have 2 sets of towels for a week, I can get by with that, but not 1 towel for a week. I don't know, just a little. But then there's things like the Airbnbs. We get fridges, we get kitchens, washing machines, dryers, all of that type of stuff. More space. There's more chance that we can hook one of our computers up to the TV and watch movies, or
and it's also
in hotels.
It's
harder and harder. So many of them you can't even get access to the back of, and even when you do, they've disabled those ports.
Yeah. And also for shoots, I mean, it's hard to get creative when you just have a boring-looking hotel room. If you've got a cool-looking Airbnb, you can do something cooler.
But it's a pain in the ass when the hostess lets you know that we have cameras all around the place. You are not allowed to have a single guest. That was Brussels, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
And that was a horrible place. That was the one I couldn't stay at. The bed was terrible. Whereas most times in the hotels, the beds I can cope with, except the Bayswater in
London.
That bed was disgusting.
Yeah.
In fact, the whole hotel was pretty ordinary.
But then the other thing, but it's also hard, like when I've been booking this, like looking through the reviews and people will be like, beds were super comfy, but then it's like, what does that mean? Because the bed might be super soft, which they really like. And then you don't like that.
See, I like hard beds. Yes, it's comfy. It sags to the floor. It feels like I'm in a hammock.
So it's really hard, but I've just been trying to make sure that I'm doing the correct thing as best to my ability as possible. Well, so far, the 2 that I've booked...
Have you only booked 2? So you've been on this 2 days and you've only booked 2?
No, I'm about to book a 3rd.
Well done.
Well, actually, the one hasn't replied to us yet, but it's people, like the people say that it's their home that they live in, that they travel a lot or something. And I think that that's a good sign, because if it's actually where they live, it's going to be livable.
I would hope.
I'm like, no wine glasses and broken pots and pans, and like in London and all the cupboards broken and...
Black mould,
things like that. Anyway, that's been me. And
that's been you.
Yes. It's time-consuming booking accommodation.
It's time-consuming doing anything these days. Everything seems to take longer than it should.
I know. I thought things were meant to be getting like more convenient.
No, I don't think that's ever going to happen or will ever happen. No. No, I couldn't.
What else have I been doing? No, not too much, really.
Not too much, really?
Not too much, really. Jared caught my cleaning bug over... Well, it's not...
What do you mean caught your cleaning bug?
Well,
I've never seen this cleaning... Oh, no, I did see it once in here.
Yeah, well, sorry, you weren't at my house when he was away and I did my whole big clean out of the house. But even he was agreed, because he needed to tidy up the office, so we did. But then he's like, once he started, he's like, it's hard to get started, but once you start, it's really hard to stop, because you clean something and it looks really nice, and then you look over and you're like, oh, mess. So it's contagious.
It's contagious.
Yeah, but he cleaned up and he's got all of his little, like, nerdy figurines from Japan. It's really cute.
Oh, so that he was just making space for his dolls.
They're really cute. They're not dolls.
They're dolls. He collects dolls.
It's really cute.
They're dolls.
They're not dolls. It's really cute.
It's really cute. Really cute. Oh, there it is. So I'm here and active. It's just that I just want to kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
Oh. Why would you kill the birds? That's not very nice.
You can eat them. It's called chickens.
Oh my God.
One apology for everybody who's on Inspire, we have a platform off Inspire that we use, which is ours, which is called Volley. And Volley is supposed to send us an email every time someone says something on Volley, sends us an email and say such and such is
sent your Volley. And then if Peter needs, like if Peter checks it at the office, but he needs to reply in the studio to like show something, so maybe he can't reply for a day, the next day they send another email saying you have an unviewed Volley, or like you still haven't replied to this Volley. Like they send a little reminder. We have not been getting those.
Well, on top of that...
even phone notifications I haven't been getting.
Yeah, well, to make it worse, we had Bec's wedding. So if anyone didn't know, Bec had a wedding this year.
Shut up.
We haven't mentioned this in this podcast yet, but yeah, she did have a wedding this year. And then she had a honeymoon.
Shut up.
And then put up all these ads that then I had to handle everything. And I was trying to also get a whole heap of content done. So Volley is one of these things that gets busy for a little bit, then goes dead. So when you don't get the notifications and you're really busy, you don't even think to look.
Yeah.
And after 30 days, the Volleys get deleted. I found out it was just over 30 days, so there's 2 Volleys I didn't even see, and I put apologies out. One person said, it doesn't matter, it was a crap question anyway, I think he said, or something like that. But anyway, one of the people on Volley asked a really good question. And I've answered him on Volley. And what Volley is, because my dyslexia, write me a book, I can't read it, I've got to wait for Bec to come in.
Read it out to him.
And she has to read it out to me. Whereas on Volley, it's just video messaging. So someone can add, and they can show and point and do things like that, where it's really hard to type points. And he was saying he was about to go, I think it was the Irving Penn exhibition. I think he said Irving Penn, could be wrong. Anyway, it was one of the really good fashion photographers. And he wanted to know how he should view it.
What do you mean? With his eyes?
Oh, it's that time. The roller door's going. No, he wanted to know what his headspace should be in to view it. So he wanted to know, so if I'm going to go in there, how should I be viewing these things? And I sort of thought, it's sort of a...
Dog, what are you doing?
I don't know, killing something.
I think she's got a cable in her mouth.
She's got cable.
She's got the cable.
Oh. She was so dumb with a cable covering half her face. And Bec's going to now have to chase her. At least you get exercise today.
Yeah, get here, drop it. Gidget.
I haven't taught her drop yet.
Gidget, thank you.
Sorry.
Now my dog.
I'll blame my... Oh, well, I won't bring him anymore. Anyway, so at first I thought, that's stupid, just go there. And then I sort of thought, oh, no, I can get where he's coming from. Is he viewing it? Because I don't think he knew much about the photographer it was. So should he be viewing it, that this is a great photographer, and look at the pictures, and if you don't get them, force yourself to understand why they're good pictures? Or is he there just going, oh, this is a mate, oh, this is a mate? And I said, no, just you walk in there and you go, oh, I like that, oh, I don't like that. Doesn't matter who took the photo. There's pictures of Helmut Newton and Peter Lindbergh and all of that I don't like. So to me, it doesn't... I don't see that you need to have a mindset how to view. You're not going in there like a camera club judge.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with walking in and not liking anything. What's worse is when you go in there and go, oh, the tannins. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go wine tastings. You just see these people talk about the tannins and don't even know what a tannin is.
That's what Jared and I go to we do a wine tasting. He does it to be a smart ass, but he'll have a sip and be like, oh, yes, the tannins. And then whoever's doing the tasting is like, oh, so, and then he tries not to, like, he kicks me under the table. And I'm like, don't do that. He cracks me. Anyway.
I've been to many art gallery opening and things like that. And there are those the people there that are holding their wine in one hand like this, and they're doing a lot of this sort of things, and they're describing the story of the picture, which you know the story of that picture, and they're telling nothing about what the story of that picture was, or an abstract. And the funniest one I ever saw, and I think someone's done a skit on it, was somebody actually commenting quite loudly about a picture, and it wasn't actually a picture.
What do you mean?
It was just a frame on some plaster on the wall because it had a hole punched through the wall. So like the guy who owned the place found it hard to patch. So all he did was cut out a hole, put some plaster in there and put a frame over where he'd cut it out because he was really rough at it. It was just a piece of plaster in there with a bit of glue dripping down. And since then he's left it there and is now put a little plaque underneath. Please give us your open comments about this piece of work.
But, good.
But yeah, no, like you shouldn't feel what?
Overexposing. No, we're overexposing.
Oh, do you turn auto off?
Yes.
Oh, at this time of day.
Oh, I thought it
You know this time of day goes sunny, cloudy, sunny, cloudy.
I'll put it back on auto.
You go back to auto.
Oh, there we
go. Instantly
dark,
fixed.
but that's okay.
Well, you can plus it up until it's light again. Or you can just leave it like that dark and everyone can criticise you. So why aren't you running No, I won't go there.
Well, I'm just saying, I don't want to... It's boring if I stand around here and screw around with this confusing menu system.
Just is it just?
Yeah, just... There we go. It's fine.
But it's a little bit like if you go to a festival, you're not asked to critique every song, are you?
No.
You'll say they didn't like that or I don't like that DJ.
Yeah.
The end of story. Don't go the tannins.
Well, it's like even I went to a gig the other week, which is this DJ that everyone says, oh, he's the best psytrance artist. And I just don't think, like, he's got some songs that I like, but I just don't think he's the best. And, like...
You can't say that because the best is going to be the one you like.
Yeah.
And
But I'll still be like, oh, I like that song. I didn't like that song. But I'm not going to be like, that was amazing just because everyone says he's the best. Like, that's so subjective. You can't say he's the best.
yeah, it's like all those people that jumped on friggin' Taylor Swift because she was doing an Eras tour. Can't believe that.
Okay, but that...
These people that were never ever Swifties, you never even heard them mention a thing, but all of a sudden, oh, I'm a Swiftie. Is that different?
No, it's not even the same. It's like not even related. Just, I get it though. Any excuse for you to bring up your favourite artist, Taylor Swift. You just love her.
And my second favourite topic, your wedding. Oh, we haven't done Only Farts in a while. I should drop that one in.
We do it every week.
We could do an Taylor Swift Only Farts wedding page. People that have farted during a Taylor Swift song at a wedding and they bagged it, and we would sell those. What? What? I thought it was a good idea. Anyway, back on what I was saying.
Yes.
It is amazing to go to galleries, especially. I really enjoy photographic more than art. I still like art galleries, but photographic I actually enjoy more. And
just with an open mind.
With an open mind. I remember a long time ago, it'd be 15, 20 years ago, I was invited to talk at the Portraiture Gallery in Canberra. So it was just a photographic talk, and they asked me to do a walk. I said, well, what do you want me to do on the walk? And you go, comment on the photos. I said, oh, Jesus, I don't like critiquing other people's work, and you want me to walk around and point fingers and talk about the tannins? And anyway, I agreed, and I was thinking really carefully, so how am I going to do this? Yes, I didn't want to critique work because it's the eye of the beholder. It's like music. One person will love a song, you hate the song. It doesn't mean the song's bad. It just...
Like Taylor Swift, I love her, you hate her. Doesn't mean it's bad.
No, we've got to find what's wrong with... What's that dog? I think the dog found the Only Farts bags. He sniffed them. He is running around stupid. Anyway, so I thought really careful about it because I didn't know who was going to be there. And then I did my talk and it was like 50 people. I thought, oh, this is going to be hard. So we walked into the first and also different photographers split up in all these little different galleries, and it was more unknown photographers. So I felt a little bit more comfortable about that, but it wouldn't have made much difference because one of the ones I spent a fair bit of critiquing, I didn't even know the photographer, but...
Were they there?
No, they were super famous, but in a style of not what I tend to follow. So I'm there and I could see all the pictures and I said, well, the first thing I'm going to do, because I don't know this photographer, and I heard a couple of, sorry. I like fashion. This is far from fashion. It just said, but what I'm looking for is what the intent of the photographer was. Not so much is this my style or not my style. And after there were a lot of like little 10-inch or 20 centimetre high little square frames with the pictures in. And I noticed there was a lot of thing with movement and blur.
It's gotten really dark.
And things like that. Didn't you set the camera?
I set it to auto and now it's gone dark.
You didn't put NDs on, have you?
No, I'm taking it off.
Don't bite my head off. Now you've gone super... You had
I'm
ND
about to change it to...
Anyway, so a warning for everybody with epilepsy. Sorry about the flashing of brightness.
That looks better.
So I just went through each of the pictures and I sort of didn't say this is what the photographer was trying to do, but this is how my mind was treating these pictures. Mm-hmm. So I was just there was a certain picture. I said, there's a blur to it which is giving it this feel. And if you just slightly squint your eyes, you'll see it's got these swirls that lead you down to this main little subject in the corner that you would never look at. I said, and that's pretty much all I was saying. I wasn't saying it was good, bad, or the other thing. At the end of me doing this, one of the creators at the museum said, I followed your walk and I've never, ever heard people talk about photos and photography like that. And I said, sorry. My first he goes, no, it was you gave people another way of looking at average pictures. Mm. That's what he said. I said, I didn't say they were average. He goes, well, one of the rooms was very average, but the way you made everyone look at the pictures was how creative it was. And I thought, well, I just didn't want to bag any. And he goes, no, it's a real eye-opener that nobody knows what style someone likes, but if you can get people to at least look at something and see if they achieved what you think they were trying to achieve. Anyway, long rant to nowhere.
No, it's
I did enjoy that, and they did ask me to come back again.
And you didn't.
I didn't. Not for any reason except it's in Canberra and it's not the greatest place in the world to go to. I think I'd rather... there's a couple of Gaza I think would be more pleasing for me.
Oh my God. We went to a pretty cool exhibition when we were in Japan. That was kind of...
Was that the sex?
No, it was Team Labs. It's all like visuals and lights and Jared stuff. But I like it as well. It was
like
really
the one we went to in London?
No, it was a lot better than the one we went to in London.
I was going to say that was horrible.
No, I know, but it's like sometimes... So at this one, like there were certain rooms that were really cool and... It was all the walls were kind of like interactive. I don't know how they were doing it, but it was cool. But then sometimes you'd walk into a room and I would be like, oh, that's boring. But then there'd be someone that'd been like just kind of standing there, like staring. But I guess that's like what you said. It's up to the beholder. Like obviously this person's finding some joy out of this piece and they're standing there admiring it. Whereas I've walked in and been like, had a look and be like, no, not my stuff. And walk out. But so it's hard to judge those kinds of things because everyone's different. Everyone has different tastes. And that's, I guess, why you don't like critiquing work.
Oh, 100%. I think critiquing work is... I don't think it's a thing. The only thing, and I've been working with someone who needed me to mentor them for their college, and I critiqued her webpage and a few things like that. And as I kept saying, could be 100% wrong, but my gut feeling is that's annoying. My eyes are going, my gut feeling is, why have you got all this stuff up if you've never been booked for it? And they were just business sense things.
Yeah.
The next thing, if she does ever come back, is I was going to sell her, I wanted to pick out 40 fashion images of the type of fashion that she wants to take. The type of quality and the type of look that she reckons is her style, her look, so I can critique her photography against
What she wants to be taking. Which is what you tell people to do when they ask you to critique their folio. You normally say, well, this is the best thing to do, is do exactly that. Get photos that you love the look of, drop your own work in amongst it and see how it blends. Because if that's what you want to be taking and you're taking this, it's...
That, and you can show what that word I use a bit, polishing, means.
Yeah.
Like, this picture's a girl in a doorway, it's a girl in a doorway, it's lit with sunlight, it's lit with sunlight. But how come this looks so great and this, right? So the lighting's been polished a bit better on their picture. Yep. The posing and the way the model is looking is more polished on that person's picture than your picture. And then the retouching has been polished, like it's not too heavy, it's just the right amount. Whereas you've either not retouched the problem areas like fluff on the dresses or creases, or you've over-retouched and it doesn't suit that style of photo. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of photos, how long do wedding photos normally take? Because I still don't have... I have my sneak peek ones, but I don't have all of them.
Don't they tell you these things when you book them?
No.
Or they did and you just never read it?
Yeah. I don't know. One of the two.
Why don't you have a look at the original correspondence?
Well, maybe I'll just ask.
Or you can just send a message, hey, sorry, not hassling you.
Yeah, not hassling, just wondering if I can...
I just wanted to know.
Well, mostly my family is hassling me for... Yeah.
Not hassling, but I don't think you ever told me how long it takes.
Yeah.
Just say that.
Okay, I'll do that.
And just remind them that you're going to Europe in 2 days, so they better get pull their finger in. What?
Nothing.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were going to say something.
No, we're not going in 2 days, though.
I know, I was stirring.
I'm not a pot. Well, I'm not.
Someone suggested you were getting potty.
I've been getting potty for a few years now. I think my microphone might have fallen.
Your microphone's fallen?
Oh, no, it hasn't.
It hasn't?
Sorry.
Oh, mine might have. Don't look at me like that. You just want a thumbnail of me looking down the top, don't you?
I thought that was fun. No, I've decided that our thumbnail is going to be a photo of us on the wall in a gallery, and people could be observing us in a gallery. What?
What sort of gallery?
A photographic gallery.
Oh, not like a prison wall gallery? Or
It's probably more appropriate. So what were you about to say before I rudely interrupted you?
I don't know. You've rudely interrupted me and stopped my train of thought. I was going to say something and you completely... Why do you do this to me?
Just to throw you off.
You throw me right
Because it's
off.
funny.
Funny. Well...
Because you interrupt me and do it to me. It's called payback.
It's called payback.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I don't know what I was going to say. But I did have something I was going to go say. I don't know if it was something I had written down.
Oh my God, why is this jumpy little dog so jumpy? Come here, my little friend.
Oh,
Hi.
the name of the person who asked me that question was Kevin.
Oh.
And no, I don't have what I was going to say there, so I'm going to have to make something up.
Sure. I have my spirit.
It's a nice day today.
It's not that nice. It's cold.
It's cold.
Cold very quickly. Hope it's... don't rub on my microphone, dog. Sorry.
In 1 day from the day this podcast... it'll be after the day this podcast goes up. We'll have had an erection in Australia.
I don't want to talk about politics.
No, I'm not going to talk about it. I'm sick and tired of the crap.
Oh, I'm sick and tired of the bringing ads everywhere.
It doesn't matter what politician's on, they're just talking crap. They're not going to do a single thing they're saying they're going to do. I'm going to give $100 trillion to every blade of grass.
I'm just sick of all the ads everywhere. Checked the mail the other day because one of my friends said that they sent me something, and I've also been waiting on like the official marriage thingy so I can start the process of changing.
Oh, so you're not officially married?
Yes,
yet.
I am, I think.
You haven't got paperwork. No. So maybe it got lost.
No.
Maybe you're actually not married. So you might have to do this marriage again.
Well, so I checked them out, and the massive fat stack of just things that have been put in there, like about...
By the Green Party?
By everyone.
No, but the Green Party sending you heaps of paper.
Oh, I don't know. It was just like, it was so massive. And I was like, I have a thing on my mailbox that says no junk mail.
They don't think it's junk. They think it's very important.
There's no junk mail.
I'll never forget Dad years and years ago. He's got no junk on his mail, and he was out doing something near the letterbox, and this guy walks past and Dad goes, "Can't you read?" And he goes, "It says no junk. This is not junk. This is very good." And put it in a box in front of him.
So I did have an invitation in my mailbox to...
What, for last year? Because it's the first time you've been in there.
No, I missed it. It was to go join the Jehovah's Witnesses.
And why didn't you?
Well, I missed the invitation. I missed it. It would already passed.
Oh, so you would have...
They were going to have like a thing.
What thing? A doof?
No, like a thing.
Jehovah's
I don't know. Maybe I could have been enlightened. Maybe I could have listened to what they had to say.
Oh.
Maybe I could have. I missed it though.
You would have gone.
I don't know.
How are you going to get enlightened if you don't go?
Well, that's what I mean. I didn't go because I missed it. But anyway, I had an invitation. But, oh my God, it was actually really cute. Like, it was like a full handwritten letter from, like, this lady saying, like, I guess she came knocking on the door and we weren't home. But it was fully handwritten, and she'd even, like, made a mistake and, like, done, like, whiteout on it. Like, you could see it wasn't printed.
Yeah,
She'd handwritten
no, they do. They get the homeless kids in Bangladesh to do all of that. They do.
I was like,
they're handwritten by...
It's actually handwritten. I thought that was kind of sweet.
Could have been the kids on the back of the poor people who are working the cobalt mines were handwriting these notes for 1 cent a day.
It was like when I had to when I was being a little bit passive because one of our neighbours had complained to the body corp.
Oh, about your loud noise?
Yes, and but we didn't know who it was, and we felt bad because we weren't meaning to have people back at my house to have a party. We were meant to, well, it was actually at my friend's place, but then she wanted to go to bed and we came back to mine. So if I had have known we were coming back, I would have worded the neighbours up, hey, it's my birthday, we're having a few people over. If we're noisy, here's our numbers.
Birthday, and I'll cry if I want to.
No, if we're noisy, like, either come knock on the door or here's both of our numbers, just like send us a text or call, whatever. But we didn't get a chance to do that because it was impromptu. So I handwrote notes to all 6 of my neighbours saying that we were very, very sorry, and if we do this in future, here are our numbers. Please let us know. But I did handwrite them because I think it's a nice touch to do handwriting.
A touch.
It is. It's a nice touch to do handwriting. Handwriting takes ages.
That's right. H comes before J. What? Did you find out the complainant?
Yeah.
Did you have a go at them?
No, he had a go at us about nearly a year later.
Well, that was a bit late.
No, because he had another go at us because apparently Jared and I were too noisy again.
You thought of getting soundproofing in your bedroom?
But he was really rude about it. And then Jared was like, well, sorry, we've given you our number. He was like, no, you haven't. And we're like, yes, we did. We gave it to everyone. Anyway, we now know it was him.
Well, why don't you complain about his silence? Say it's definitely silent over there.
It is. He's got like...
Is that the one with the big...
Yeah.
The bomb-proof screens that drop all over his house?
And had cameras up everywhere.
Yeah, he'll be a friggin' psycho
I
serial killer. Any money...
The cameras everywhere.
You've put him off, like he's getting right into killing someone and the noise coming out of your place is just taking the moment away from him.
A bit weird anyway. He doesn't like us.
He doesn't like you.
I don't wave at him anymore.
You never waved at him, did you?
Yes. I'm neighbourly. I don't wave at him anymore.
Neighbourly, like to the next door neighbour's kid.
I would never say anything to his face.
Do you wave to him?
Yeah, I say hi to him.
Oh, hi, thanks for taking my car spot.
What's even worse about him...
Is the wreck of a car
It's
being
still there.
towed
No,
yet?
that's still
well,
there.
that's another letter to the...
I know. But no, the kid that always steals my car spot, he...
Just to educate everybody here that they have a garage and they have a car place, but they have decided to fill their garage full of junk, and Jared parks in the car spot. So Becca's claimed somebody else's visitor's spot.
No, there's no visitor spot. It doesn't say visitor spot there.
Well, it's not next to your house.
It's not next to his either.
It's opposite his.
No, it's opposite mine. It's diagonal from his.
It's diagonal from yours.
No, it's straight across mine. Did Jared's
From
car...
your front door.
It's diagonal from his front door as well. It's right in front of where there's Jared's car, then there's the driveway, and then there's the car spot.
And their driveway is directly opposite it.
Theirs is diagonal.
No, their car spot. It's
No,
next
it's
to
not.
Jared's car spot.
Yeah, but then it's diagonal to
No,
this one.
you're diagonal.
No, I'm not. I'm straight. They're diagonal. But and also they have a garage and then a car spot, and their garage is also full of stuff. And the guy sits in there and smokes ciggies and watches TV. So he's turned that into his man cave.
That's why you can't put a car in there.
Yeah, I know.
Well, if Jared's on his clean-up, he could clean up the garage
We need
and
that
park
for
his car.
storage. We need that for all our duff storage. All of our tent and our camping chairs.
Well,
and our
that's
table.
never happening again, so
Yes, it
no, it isn't.
Stop taking their side. Be on my side, please. Come on, be a team player. But the guy that steals my car spot is gotten a new car, and he's gotten a Nissan Micra or something, like a really small car, and he parks so far in that when I'm coming down, I can't see, and I'm like, oh, sweet, the car spot's free. So I pull in the driveway. No, his car's there because
It's so small, just park behind him.
my car, no, but... And then I've got to awkwardly try and get out and turn around, and it's just a pain.
If it's so small, just pick it up, move it, and park in there.
It's just a pain. But I still wave to him and say hi to him. Because he didn't complain.
But you're complaining about him.
No, he didn't complain about our noise.
No, but you're complaining about him.
Because he stole my car spot.
To hundreds of thousands of people. He hasn't mentioned your noise to anybody, maybe one, and you're complaining to trillions of people.
Stole my car spot.
A whole 100 million of them.
It's my car spot. My car's worth more.
Yeah, well, it's worth more than Jared, so put Jared's out in the street.
Told Jared to do that.
And? Well, why don't you steal Jared's parking spot? Why not?
Because he'll complain.
He'll complain. Oh, so Jared wears the pants in your house.
Yes, he's the man of the house.
He's the man of the house.
Yes.
So how come the man of the house has to make me fix the toilet?
He wanted to learn.
He wanted to learn.
And then he didn't watch you. Then he got...
No, he wasn't even home.
There was something you fixed that he wanted to watch, but then I think he was in a meeting or something and you just quickly fixed it. Then he was all like, oh, I wanted to watch you do it so I knew what to do for next time.
Oh, that was changing your kitchen tap. Or was it making your back door fix?
No, I think it was the tap. I think it was the tap that time.
tap.
Yeah.
The tap.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
So?
next. I still haven't got my
You still haven't got
my
your...
thoughts back.
Well, I should stop complaining about my neighbours in case by the odd chance they listen to this. I get home, my house has been egged or TP'd or something.
TP'd?
Toilet paper.
Oh. I thought putting a teepee over somebody's house is a bit...
TP is toilet papered when you like...
What, just throw toilet paper at the house?
Yeah, it's like a thing. I think in America, people like TP houses and they just throw like heaps of rolls of toilet paper like all over the trees and everything. And I've seen it in movies. I've seen it in movies.
Why don't they just throw shit on the house? It'd be cheaper.
Gross.
You collect all the dog shit that people don't pick up from the road and throw that.
Go to the Linden golf course and pick all the stuff up that people don't clean. It annoys me when people don't clean up after their dogs. It's a real pet peeve of mine.
It was really good. The other day I was out, not quite in view of the people walking the road, but I was in view of them, and I could see their very, very big dog drop a very, very big turd. And I was just about to walk up and say, can you please clean up, because I don't want to step in that. Mm-hmm. And I saw her pull out a bag, and
was it industrial sized?
She's picked it up and sort of squished between the fingers through the bag.
Ew.
You see she had to scrape it a bit. It was very big.
Thank you for going into this graphic detail.
Then she sniffed it and tasted it.
You're disgusting.
And tied a knot in it, and then went to drop it in my rubbish bin. I thanked her for picking it up, but I'd prefer not to have her great big turd sitting in my rubbish bin. She goes, what, you expect me to carry this around for the rest of my walk?
Did you say something to her?
I was practically standing at my rubbish bin.
Oh.
Well, are you happy for someone else to drop their dog turd in your rubbish bin?
It wouldn't really bother me. I don't spend much time with the rubbish bin. Like, it wouldn't bother me.
Wouldn't bother you. Good. No, it's fine. I just collect all my dog's turds and I'm going to put them in your rubbish bin every week.
Well, the rubbish bin is outside and...
So when you go out and you open the lid and you get this whiff of somebody else's dog.
Oh, Jared does the waste management.
Oh, right. So this is why it doesn't bother you. Well, it wasn't... It was just so like...
I do the waste management, but he does it a lot more often than I do.
I said, you could just thrown it over your shoulder up to there, but I'm not big fans of those people. But
I just don't think it would bother me that much. Like,
well, number one, it was in the wrong bin.
oh, well, you need to put it in the right bin.
Can't go in the recycle bin.
No, you put it in the trash bin.
Well, the trash bin out was the recycle week.
But there's two different bins. There's a recycling bin and a trash bin.
Yeah, but we don't have all bins cut, so we have different bins each week.
Yeah, but each week trash goes out.
No.
Oh.
Not in our council.
Oh.
Our trash bin's the smallest.
And that only goes out once every 2 weeks?
Yep.
Oh, that's horrible.
No, and the recycle bin only goes out once every 2 weeks.
Yeah, our recycle is once every 2 weeks.
The trash is once every 2 weeks.
Ours is once a week.
Our green bin goes out every week.
Oh, it's because you live in the hills. So the green needs to go out all the time.
Why?
From all the tree droppings.
The tree droppings. Yeah. I've seen bird droppings. I haven't seen tree droppings. I thought the trees just shit in the ground. I didn't think they'd take it up the top and drop it out.
Oh, you're always picking up leaves and shit off where we go.
But I mulch it up and put it in my gardens. Help the worms grow.
No, our trash goes out every week and then recycling's 2 weeks and green's 2 weeks. But our trash is once a week, so it wouldn't bother me if someone puts that in there and then you just put
No, but I didn't put it in the trash. I put it in the recycle.
No, but if they had put it in the trash, it wouldn't be a problem. I think, for me, personally.
It would have been a problem because it wasn't trash week, so they would have just dropped it on the ground. Because the bin wasn't out there. Our bins don't live out. Anyway, I just thought it was rude.
Rude.
Rude. You don't think it's rude?
Nah. Nah.
So if you came home and you saw a homeless person taking a dump in your rubbish bin...
That's so different.
No, it's not. Yeah, no, go ahead.
Well, like, at least they're doing it in something rather than just on the street for someone to step in.
All right, so he's done it on a piece of... He's done it in a McDonald's container on the street, then picked it up and put it in your rubbish bin. You're happy with that?
At least it's put away. I don't know, I don't see a problem with it. At least it's not on the street.
I just say get a small dog.
Get a miniature.
Get a not a real thing, a wind-up thing.
With its one paw in the air.
That can't sit.
Yes.
I never even realised that.
Yeah, I don't know if we've mentioned this. We've found out that one of Peter's dogs can't sit because
Well, it doesn't sit. No matter what happens, it's stand or lie. There's nothing in between.
I was Googling if it was a thing and they said that it might be like because of like spine or something. And because she's so small, it might be that it's like uncomfortable for her to sit because of her tiny little body. It was a thing. I looked it up for you.
It's a thing.
I looked it up for you.
So anything that's... But rats can sit. Oh, I don't know.
I don't know if they can.
I've seen a mouse sit.
Well, they kind of do. I think they kind of do.
Rabbits sit.
Yeah.
So we should do a poll on... We should do a thing on what things don't sit.
Snakes don't sit.
They lay.
Yeah.
I've never seen a sitting crocodile.
No, they're just dogs.
Or a sitting fish. Birds sit because they sit on their nests.
Yes.
Anyway, this is a dumb conversation. Is this the best you can come up with?
What you better than what you've come up with?
I had the most amazing topic.
I'm sure you did.
I did.
I'm sure you did. You're doing what you accused me of.
What's that? No, Airbnb can no longer host your stay.
Damn, that's annoying. I'll have to find somewhere else.
Oh, so he didn't like you.
That was for Germany, Berlin.
So how come they put up for... They could host, but now they can't?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
And did he look up and you see that you've got a sign on your rubbish bin, please don't shit in my bin,
No.
shit on the footpath.
He probably looked up your name and saw that you rearrange Airbnb. Break plants in
I didn't break a plant. It was a fake plant. And the fake pot fell off the fake plant. I put it all back together again. And that was one of those commercial Airbnb places anyway.
Yeah, that was annoying, that actually, yeah. That whole situation peed me off.
Well, it wasn't even the place we booked.
Yeah, I know, because we booked a place and that was for Amsterdam a few years ago, and Rara was over in Europe because her fiancé was doing his movie. So we knew she was coming over to meet us. So I purposefully find a place that had 3 bedrooms, and then, what was it, like 2 weeks before, they call Peter saying something or other, burst pipes or something, you can't stay there, but we've found you an equivalent. And they find us an equivalent that's in a completely different part of town that only has 2 bedrooms. And we're like, sorry, how's that equivalent?
And they weren't even bedrooms.
No, that was before, that's right. And then we were like, no, this isn't equivalent. We needed 3. And then, it wasn't even bedrooms. They were like open.
It's a hallway with a room, not even a door, the whole room. So you had a hallway, room.
Yeah, it was weird.
It was very weird. And it's only 2 rooms. Didn't we set up a bed in the lounge room? So, yeah, we only had 2 rooms in there.
That was weird.
Weird.
And also just annoying.
And we're whinging again.
So
we're not talking about movies or food, so...
I've already done my talking about movies. Like I said, I'm not saying what they were because people are going to think I'm a psycho.
They do.
I know.
The Centipede's XXX.
No. See, I can't do the human centipede. That I can't. That's past.
Never watched it. Never been interested in watching it.
Me and my best friend put it on, and I had to turn that one off. That's disgusting. That to me is the most messed up movie.
Well, see, I've never even turned it on. So you've gone one step further than I have ever gone. Yeah, I don't know. There's some movies that...
People actually, because...
Some pretty off movies, but I don't see them some of them are really old, so I don't know how well... Like if it was just back when I saw it, they were heaps worse. But I can just think of some of the movies like Caligula.
I've heard that's pretty bad, yeah.
Yeah, it's like terrible. But I don't, because I think I was 18 or 19 when I saw it. It was a drive-in theatre where cars could drive past and kids could look out of the windows of cars and watch someone sliding down a razor blade. And...
Well, I think that Martyrs is a very messed up, but I think that's a very good movie at the same time. I think the storyline is really interesting. I think it's really good. Yes, it's extremely gory.
Is it a real stigma?
The whole plot of it?
No, the actual martyrs.
What do you mean a stigma?
That there's people that when they're right on the edge of death, they can see through.
No, I think I don't know. No,
that's not a.
No, I don't know.
So I didn't know if it was an actual
No.
Some type of religious belief or something.
Not that I know
they were
of.
hunting anyway. I thoroughly enjoyed the movie. Number one, because for the first half of the movie, you didn't know
What's going on?
if it's an alien movie, if it's a killer movie. You didn't know what it was.
You don't know where it's going.
You have no idea.
And that's why that's what I mean. I think it was really well done. I think it was a really cool storyline.
The torture scenes were
pretty messed up.
Pretty messed up, but I've seen Saws worse.
Hostel.
I never even watched. I'm not interested in watching. When I hear certain things, there's some other movie. I know it's one of the movies you're watching.
Yes.
About rape and necrophilia and things. No, not interested. I find rape scenes very hard to watch.
Yeah, I know. It was pretty.
Any type, it just icks me.
Yeah, no, it's gross. I'm the same. But anyway, enough about my weird.
You're messed up. Friggin', I listen to Taylor Swift and watch slasher movies.
The brain of Bec.
Oh my God.
I wasn't going to bring up my weirdness, but...
Your weirdness.
I have.
You have. Well done. All in black. Your weirdness.
I'm not all in black. I've got some khaki. I'm wearing camo.
Got, camo, yeah.
You can't even see my skirt.
Wednesday Addams.
I blame my mother for this.
Your mother's nothing like you.
No, but when I was 10 years old, because my mum's favourite movie when I was growing up was Silence of the Lambs. She'd always...
That's a good, hearty...
amazing movie.
Very hearty. It's an eating movie, isn't it? Isn't it about chefs?
Liver with a nice Chianti and some fava beans.
Wasn't it the brains?
No, I think he says his liver with...
Oh, his liver, yeah.
With a nice Chianti. With some fava, yeah, he said with a nice Chianti. Oh, something like that. And it's so good. But then Red Dragon came out and I was 10 and my mum decided this is a perfect time for her 10-year-old daughter to watch that movie. And Mum put it on and sat me down on the couch and put on Red Dragon and it got to a certain season. I'm like, Mum, I don't want to watch this anymore. And I had nightmares for weeks. But now look at me.
Whereas I got scared to the shit out of Tarzan.
Tarzan.
Yeah, there was a Tarzan episode where there was some boogeyman-y creature-y thing and it scared the crap out of me. I had nightmares for weeks. Tarzan.
I didn't know it was a show. I thought it was a movie about some kid that gets lost in the jungle and apes raise him.
Tarzan used to be a show on every week.
So we're back in your day.
There was lots of, we had Gilligan's Island before. It was right about the same. Yeah, there was another cartoon one called Simba.
It's another Disney movie. Oh no, that's The Lion King.
I think they stole it. Anyway.
Most likely did. Anyway, enough
about...
weird people. People are going to think we're psychopaths or they're going to think I'm a psychopath.
We know that.
No.
You're the one that gets up in the middle of the night and just stares at things, stands there and stares at things. He goes into other people's houses and flushes their toilets.
I do not do that, but I know I'm not a psycho.
You're not a psycho?
I promise I'm not a psycho.
Well, I watched a very disturbing thing on the weekend.
What was it?
It was, and I couldn't get over because it was actually, I think it was on Prime. And it was all about the waste in the world. And one of the things was about Amazon and how they'd keep finding any way to make you buy something even if you didn't want it. And I thought, you're having to go at Bezos, because I went all into something that Bezos went to and said that Amazon were going to do this to make it better and didn't do a single thing about it. And I thought, well, this is on Prime, and you're bagging out the owner of Prime.
It's really interesting.
But it was extremely interesting. It was a hell of a lot worse than I even thought it was. Only 50, I think it was less than, I think in clothing, I think they only expect to sell 30% of clothing that's made.
And then what do they just put the rest of it in landfill or whatever?
Or wherever it ends up. And then you've got even companies like Amazon that buy stuff and then resell it themselves. They just have people that just sitting there smashing stuff up because they can't let it go out unbroken because then people will get it for nothing. So let's just smash it up. Then there was another really interesting thing where a company in America put trackers inside some computer monitors, some laptops and things like that to track where these are going to end up. And they found one of the computer monitors in Thailand and they tracked right to where it was. And it was this little sort of paddock that had 30 or 40 workers in there using chemicals to melt shit out off the boards. And they were all just having clothing wrapped around their head so they don't get poisoned by these toxic chemicals, just to get these tiny little pieces out of, and then the rest of it just got tossed into the sea. And it was like, and they came up with figures like, if we only made enough food that everybody could get fed and we didn't throw stuff away, we could feed 3 times the population of the world. Sorry, the dogs have just seen 2 little girls run past the studio and they're acting like Bec at a Taylor Swift concert.
Oh my God.
Or Bec at her wedding. I'm still surprised you didn't have Taylor Swift playing at your wedding.
I did have 2 songs on my playlist.
But your playlist didn't play.
Yeah, one Taylor Swift song played.
Oh, I must have been out.
Anyway, back to your thing.
Back to my thing.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. No, so I actually put a mental note in my head. Now, every single time I go to buy something, question, do I really have to buy this? But then I thought, if I do that, it's just another thing that's going to be tucked in the ocean. So what am I achieving?
Yeah, I mean, it's still been made at the end of the day.
Still been made.
Yeah.
So I don't know how to stop that from happening.
Yeah,
Although if everybody did that, maybe for 2 years, everything that's made is thrown away and they stop making it.
and
So
stop
they can't
making
afford
as
it.
much.
Anyway, you're looking at the machine, which means you're bored.
No, we've just been talking for over an hour.
Have we?
Yes. I thought we'd been yapping for a while. I was
We've
just
been
checking.
yapping for a while. Anyway, so my finishing is I don't know how long I'm going to go, but I have made a conscious thought that I'll fess up the next time I buy something photography camera related to. I carefully had a think and had a look. I don't think I need anything.
Okay.
For photography, like lenses, cameras, that stuff. Lights, I don't think, unless someone comes out with this super, super lightweight 1,000-watt flashlight, that would be the only thing I want so we didn't have to carry big, heavy ones when we travel. Mm-hmm. That's the only thing I can think of in lighting. In video gear, I think we're nearly sorted. So I'm happy. Maybe the only other thing, I don't know. I think I'm pretty happy with what I saw. We'll just see how Europe goes when we're filming stuff on our own. Mm-hmm. Computer-wise, yes, I've got to upgrade every 4 to 5 years because I just fill things up, and anybody who's watching me, I'll have 10 screens open at once and want every one of them running at lightning speeds. And hard drives, sorry, I've got to buy hundreds of them yet. So what are you going to stop buying? Nothing. You're going to destroy the world.
I hardly buy things as it is. I buy wine because I need it. I buy vapes because I need them. I don't really buy that many clothes. My Japan shopping spree was the most amount of clothes I bought in ages. I don't really buy that much stuff.
Yeah, I didn't insinuate you did.
You kind of did.
No, I just said,
I don't need to stop buying anything because I don't buy that much stuff. The things I buy
Well, I don't hang around your house and look for everything you buy.
I know, well, I'm just saying, I don't need to stop buying things. Maybe I should stop buying boots. I think I own so many boots.
Maybe Although the problem is, see, maybe with your boots you got to buy yourself very good quality ones, so you don't wear them once and you throw them in the bin because they're falling apart.
These ones were pretty good. These ones were pretty expensive, so these ones should be good.
Anyways,
we've gotten a bit dark now. Sorry,
we've gotten dark. Yeah, you took us that way.
I know. Sorry.
Anyways,
have a good one.
Have a good one, and we'll bore you again next week.
See ya.
See ya.